Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel or you never heard about who I am, my name is Gianluigi, and in today's video I want to walk you through the 7 ways that you can use to fix your Amazon product that is not selling. Okay, I want to really give you some valuable and actionable content so that you can start and really improve your listing and makes those sales going. For example, like one of them would be like optimizing your title, right? Because if your title it's not fully optimized, you cannot get the best traffic on Amazon. So make sure to watch till the end, because this video, guys, is gonna change the way you will think about your listing, and it will definitely improve your sales and your conversion. But first, let's get into the intro. All right, and welcome back, guys. So the first thing that we have to do, and it's really the most important one, is getting 20 reviews. Okay, so we have to gather social proof for our product. Okay, so think about this way. So let's say that a new restaurant has opened in your town, okay, and if you heard about it, it really hasn't convinced you to go and try it, okay, but then you hear from one friend that's a very good restaurant, and then you hear from another one, and then you hear from another one, until you hear from 20 people that you know and trust, okay, and that exact same way your customer thinks about your product on Amazon. Okay, so if your customer lands on your page and there's no social proof, there's just like 2, 3, 4, 5 reviews, I mean, it's not enough to prompt that customer to click add to cart and then buy from you, because of course it doesn't know whether it's the right product to solve its problem, and also there is that sort of anxiety in terms of like, what if it doesn't work, what if the quality is not what I expected, right? So whereas if your customer sees your page with 20 reviews, it will give a different impression. Okay, this falls in the 80-20 rules, right? Because 20% is the 20% that makes 80% of the results, right? So, and it's true, and some people say, like, start with 5 reviews and then you launch and then you do that. That's completely wrong, because I can tell you a story about my third product that basically I was getting into a very competitive market, and I was thinking about just like getting those 5 reviews and then doing my launch and then doing my PPC, and that's what I did, but the results weren't that great, and simply because I was going with the concept that what I did for my first 2 products was working also for the third product. But I didn't realize that my first 2 products, they were in a great niche, and yes, there was competition, but not as my third product. Okay, so I had to redo everything, and I can tell you that if you get these 20 reviews before doing anything else, it will save you a lot of money and frustration that you don't really need in your life. Okay, so but now you're thinking, how am I gonna do this? And the way that I'm suggesting you, I have to warn you, it's against the terms of service, okay? But it's the way the big sellers, the 7 and 8 figures sellers are doing currently on Amazon, okay? And the way you do it is simply go on Facebook and type in Amazon review groups, where you will find thousands of people, okay, they're willing to try and test your product for free, right? So basically you will offer the product, and then you will have to, of course, refund them, but it's the only way that you can use to get those 20 reviews fast. and to get you going. Okay, you don't have to do this forever. This is just to get you gather your social proof, and then once you start selling, then the reviews will come automatically, right? So it's just a matter of getting these 20 reviews. The second thing that you have to do, and this is very, very crucial as well, is to optimize your title with what already works. Okay, and what I mean by that is that when you start selling on Amazon, your product it doesn't have that trust on the Amazon hand as well. Okay, so when your product gets active, you will get into the so-called like honeymoon phase, where Amazon somehow is testing whether this product is even worth it showing to their customers. Okay, so and you have to really prove this to Amazon. Okay, so how are you gonna do that? Of course, like with sales, but also like leveraging the other products that are already up and running, they have social proof, and they sell. And what I mean by that is that if you gather the titles of the 10 most selling products, okay, on your categories, on your niche, then you kind of like have an idea of what keywords and in what position they've been placed, so that you can replicate that. And it's very simple, and that's the only way to somehow show to the algorithm that what you're offering is similar to what it's already selling. Okay, and I can tell you this because it happened to me. So I was reading an article about Amazon SEO and how really the Amazon A9 algorithm works. And basically, yeah, I come up with this concept that, you know, if you use what already works, you eventually Amazon will associate the same thing with your product. And you know, I spent like a couple of hours like trying to gather all this data. Then I modified my title, and the following day when I wake up, I had like already 20 sales, literally in the morning. And this was with my third product, the one I had a little bit more struggle with. And I was like literally amazed about how you can leverage SEO within Amazon itself to really improve your listing, and you improve also your sales. Okay, so the third thing that we have to do is to optimize our bullet points for frequency and relevancy. Okay, do you remember what I did with my product title? Right, I did the exact same thing with my bullet points. Okay, but this time I've used a tool which is called like SEOBOOK, okay, which will help you to see the way the algorithm reads your page. Okay, so let's say the algorithm reads your page from left to right. Okay, and basically what it does is gonna look on how many keywords and in what sequence you have put those keywords in your listing. Okay, and if you try to match the same relevancy and frequency of the best-selling product, the algorithm automatically will associate your product with those best-selling product. Okay, so you will get that organic boost that you will need to make this work better. Also, by understanding about how many times you put a keyword instead of another one, you will avoid keyword stuffing, because the algorithm doesn't like confusion. It likes everything clear and everything that is very easy to understand for the customer. Okay, and also people are really tired about this nonsense bullet points, product description. They're just like very big confusion for them, right? Instead, if you make something that it's very readable for the customer and also it's very clear for the algorithm, your product will win on that aspect. And also, you know, try to be very concise on your copy. Like, you have to evoke emotions, because people buy emotions. It's very simple, because everything that we do is related by how we feel. Okay, and if the product, like what we write on our bullet points, makes feels good, it will eventually be like something that we really want to try, something we really want to buy. Okay, so this is an aspect that you should really look after it, because it will change the way your product is seen by the algorithm and will improve your organic rank. The fourth thing that we have to look at is to optimize our backend search term and our attributes. Think about this way, okay? The backend search terms are the cherries on top of your pie, okay? And it's very simple as that, okay? This is our last end to show the algorithm that our product is relevant and matches exactly what the customer is looking for, okay? So if we do that, Amazon will eventually reward us and show the product to more people, okay? Because Amazon is an hybrid shopping engine, okay? So basically, it wants to show the customer the best of the best. And also, by doing that, you will show that your product is super, super relevant, okay? So let's say at the beginning you were starting out, right? So the things that you really want to put on your backend search terms are the most high volume and also very relevant keywords, okay? But also you have to follow the structure of relevancy and frequency, okay? You don't have to remove duplicate, because when you do that, you will kill the relevancy and the frequency of those keywords. So even if they're repetitive, but leave them as they are, because it's a very subtle thing, but it will definitely change the way you communicate with the algorithm itself. And I explain you that because one day I wanted to try this new method. Because before, what you were doing is basically you were pulling out the best keywords for your product, okay, and you were putting them on the title, on the bullet points, product description, and then what was left behind you were just putting on the back. No, it was garbage on the back, so you were just putting this on your backend search terms. That was a completely wrong approach. In fact, I remember for my third product that I adopted this new method of just putting the high search volume keywords on the back, and it completely improved my organic rank, because you reiterate the fact that your product is very relevant for those keywords. And also, what you have to do is really use all those attributes that Amazon gives you, because you will give more clues to the algorithm that your product is really what the customer is looking for. The next thing that we have to do is to really leverage reviews to write a copy that sells. You know, many people are trying to come up with this very fancy copy and super complicated for the customer that doesn't even really understand what you're trying to say. One thing that I did, and it completely changed the way I write my copy for my listing, is just simply listening to my customer, okay? Think about who best can describe your product, okay? It's your customer, because you as an individual, you really have an emotional attachment to your product, so you're trying to come up with these big terms, with this big description, but the way everyday people and customer describe your product, I can promise you that it's completely different. So what I did is simply I went back on my reviews, extract those expressions, okay, that the customer were writing about my product, all right? Because I was sitting one afternoon and I was like, what? I was looking at my listing. I said, you know, this product is selling decent amount per month, but what can I do to really improve? You know, I was just responding to some reviews, because you should respond to reviews, it's very important. And then I say, one customer left a review, and then that was the way she described my product was like, hey man, I'm just want to buy my own product again, because I was like, that the way she put like all those words together and the way she was feeling about the product, it was amazing. And then I realized, why I cannot put this on my copy? So what I did is just like I went on all my reviews and just I took out all those expressions, all those ways that my customer they were describing my product, and I simply put it on the bullet points and all my product descriptions, and it really improved my sales about 5%. There are people saying that on Amazon people just buy and buy reviews and images, but I can tell you there is 10% of people, 10 to 20% of people, they really go and read your bullet points and your product description. And if you capture that 20%, of course your sales is going to improve. And it's very simple as that. Okay, so I just wanted to make this point because like not many people like realize how really powerful this is. The next thing that you have to do is creating a video for your product. Okay, because think about this way, everything that showcase the product a little bit more on your page will definitely push your customer like to buy your product. Okay, because if you put like great images, if you put a great description, great bullet points, and then you'll add also a small video like feature and benefits of your product, and also you will capture another part of people that really needs that reassurance in order to click add to cart and buy your product. Okay, and you can do this like in a very inexpensive way. So if you go on Fiverr.com, there are thousands of video editors that they can do this for you like very cheaply. So you can use Fiverr.com and do a small video, and you will then upload it on your page. The last thing, but not least, is really leveraging the power of influencers. This is statistics, it's not me. I was reading an article that was saying that 71% of people, right, bought something that an influencer showed to them because basically they trust the influencer. So 70% is a big percentage. So just to let you understand how this thing works, because most people trust more influencers rather than some random ads that shows up in their feeds. And you can simply do that just going on Instagram and reaching out to those people and offering your product. It will improve your visibility, it will improve your brand awareness, and will eventually improve your sales, because if you offer a discount, then people will be more incentivized to buy your product. And I can tell you that because when I started my influencer marketing campaigns, I was like a little bit skeptical about all this process. And I can tell you why, because some of my friends did try this, but it didn't work. And I didn't understand why. And I came to a conclusion that if you use like big influencers, your results most of the time won't be as good as using the micro influencers. Okay, because when you have an audience, it's small, the influencer will look after those people in a different way. Or at least this is my perception, this is my results, this is what's come from my experience, that basically if you go after influencers, they have thousands and thousands of followers, over 100,000 followers. You know, you'll see on the promotional posts that people just put, you know, some emojis. They don't post any relevant comments about the product itself. Okay, and I did that, and I was kind of like shocked because I was getting a lot of likes, but at the end of the day, the results weren't that great. Then when I switched to micro influencers, I was seeing that people were really leaving relevant comments and were really interested in what the influencer offered to them. And I said, okay, the only way to do it right now is to use micro influencers. First of all, because they're cheap, and sometimes they're really willing to accept your product for free without any monetary compensation. And of course, you have to send them the product and stuff, but with a little bit of planning and stuff, you can make this very successful. So I hope this video really helped you and, you know, gave you an understanding of all these things that you can really use and you can really apply to your listing and improve your sales and your conversions. So if you really like this video and you got value out of it, please leave a comment below, let me know, And let me know if you have any other questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video.